I've been doing this for many years myself, but still I wonder why people do that. Why do we act dark and act depressed, thinking it makes us look cool? Like you see these teenagers on social media, wearing sunglasses, being quiet, trying to act like Andrew Tate or someone, I don't know. I mean, it's just so cringe. Maybe it's not always true. Maybe if you are like in Dubai with sheikhs in, completely different social setting, okay, maybe there you have these different mannerisms because you are with completely different people. But in a day-to-day life, trust me, you don't want to be the guy who acts dark, who tries to look sad, look depressed, because it just doesn't serve you at all. I was this guy in high school when I was like 15, 16. You know, I would be just sitting alone or even with my friends, even in a friend group, and I would be this quiet kid. Whenever someone else would talk, I would just sit quietly and wouldn't talk much, you know, wouldn't talk about my interests or anything basically. I would just sit quietly, and then during like school breaks or whenever I would be by myself, I would, try to look cooler, try to look dark or mysterious. I really don't know where does it come from, but I see so many teenagers do it right now that if you're one of them, this just stuff. You don't want to be this sad, depressed guy sitting alone, trying to look dark and mysterious. I don't know, hoping that someone will approach you and ask you how you feel. Yeah, okay, let's say someone does that. You won't tell them about like any of your problems, right? And what's even funnier, most of the situations you won't have any problem at all. You'll just act like it because it's kind of your new neutral emotion, right? And then I mean, like, man, you just see these TikToks. How lame is it to go to a party, to drink alcohol, dance, and then be the guy standing up against the wall? I mean, I'm laughing so hard because I'm just laughing at myself. Be the guy standing up against the wall, looking around the room, trying to look like Andrew Tate or James Bond. That's just so cringe. And trying to look dark with sunglasses. Yeah, I used to wear sometimes sunglasses, even if it was completely dark. I mean, what's the point? You really don't want to be the guy at the party. Like, you go there, okay. Part of our life is our, hard grind, self-improvement mode. You do your best, you go to the gym, you train, you wake up early, have your schedule, everything, right? But man, when you go to a party, just party, right? It's made for partying, not for trying to look like some secret agent or whatever. And what I said before, it really doesn't serve you at all to be this guy that is acting reserved, being like in a corner, not talking in a friend group, because who I want you to become instead, I don't really like this term, but I want you to become this kind of social butterfly. That whenever you go, like some people just have this positive aura around them, right? They walk into the room and immediately you smile at them, you laugh, you have nice handshake with them. Why not be that person? I don't want you to become a popular guy, like the popular guy, but being this social butterfly, being able to talk to strangers, fuck, talk to strangers wherever you go. Like you go to the gym, you go by bus, you go into some places you haven't been to before, and you speak to the cashier, you speak to the bus driver. It's so easy once you realize that people do not want to be around a guy who who acts like Andrew Tate or James Bond. I mean, God help me, that's really not what people want. Who they want to be around instead is a guy who is full of energy, who is smiling a lot, who is happy, and who has just this positive aura around him, because that's who you want to be around. You don't want to be around, okay, maybe if someone is your best friend, and he's this sad, depressed. Of course, you go up to him and you ask, man, what's the problem? Let's talk and all that stuff. But when you're like in class with your friend group, you really don't want to be the guy who is quiet, who is not talking to anyone, who is not talking to the stories, and who is just looking at that, let's say, popular guy, who is talking about like where he have been on holidays, and he's telling some crazy story what he did the last weekend. Of course, I don't want you to become the degenerate, but let's just become the guy that you become a guy that you will be good to be around with. And I I cringe so hard at myself when I just remind of these parties. When you go to a party, have some fun, man. I mean, that's what the parties are made for. Don't be the guy standing up against the wall, just scanning entire room, and you look jealous at the guy who is dancing on the dance floor, talking to girls, talking to guys he doesn't even know. When you go to a party, I mean, just party, man. That's it. But in day-to-day life, when you're on your self-improvement routine, when you're on your grind, it doesn't mean that you need to act like this lone wolf, that you need to act dark and depressed. It's just cringe. That's it. And if you want to have great friendships in the future, if you want to have good people around you, they want the same, right? They will not want to have a guy who is sad, quiet, and depressed. They want to have a guy who they can laugh with, who they can tell jokes, who they can have some great adventures, who they can tell stories with. That's what I want for you. I want you to become this social butterfly. Wherever you go, carry this positive aura, positive energy with you, because realize it's a part of self-improvement. It's a part of improving your life. It's not just about looks, money, fame, body. The big part of it is just how you feel is how you feel every day. And if you try to look cooler than you actually are by acting dark and mysterious, that's definitely not the way. This is it. Realize what people want, become the guy people want to be around, and I mean, your life will just improve so much that I can't even say. Once I stopped being this little, quiet, depressed child, and I started just, choosing my own emotions, talking about whatever I wanted to talk, life became so much easier, and all this stress or all this anxiety you would normally feel, maybe talking in a big group of friends, or whenever talking to again, talking to strangers, it just goes away, because when you walk up to someone being all happy with a smile, it's much, much easier. I want you to realize acting dark does not make you look cool. Instead, become the guy people want to be around. And life is just on easy mode. That was some great advice, man. I'm proud of myself. So if you enjoyed this video, get yourself subscribed to this channel, because I've got much, much more advice like this on these topics in me. So yeah, just subscribe to this channel and stay tuned. That's it. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time. Heck yeah, man.